Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello? All right. I don't hear myself echoing. Do you guys hear me in the chat? Can I get some confirmation that you are with me in the chat? We hear me. Did you guys hear the sim boot up? Oh my goodness. Did we fix it? All right. Let me do this real quick here. I'm not even going to open Discord on my phone because I don't know if it was something through Discord. I don't know what was going on, guys. Like I'm not very smart when it comes to all this stuff, but I know the basics of audio and output and all that stuff. I don't know what was causing that echo. Let me try this here right now. Okay, don't freak out. That was just my phone. All right, I'm going to copy this link. Now I'm going to put this in the Discord on my phone. And here we go. Cool. Thank you, Christian. I saw you just posted that. All right. Hey, we're back at it. Okay, let's do this thing real quick here, slowly, one thing at a time. I'm going to get up my Fly Live studio, and then we're going to get up. You know what? Okay, one thing at a time here. I'm going to get this up. Give me about 2 minutes. Where are we going? DCA, Washington National, and we are Redwood 357. So that's coming online. That's coming online. I should be able to pop that up on there like so. That should populate. I don't know. I've got to, I'm going to try this, guys. I'm going to launch vPilot. I wonder if vPilot had something to do with it. I don't think so, right? Launching vPilot now. Connecting. We're connected on vPilot. That's good. Okay. We're getting everything back in line here. I'm going to pull out my volume mixer so I can see all of these audios. That is up. That's looking good. We're back in the cockpit. You guys are with me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, okay. Welcome to the stream, guys. I want to just, all right, I'm going to unmute. I'm unmuting certain things. That needs to be unmuted. And that. Okay, so everything is good. Let's do this. What is up? Shout out to everybody in chat here who put up with that. We're totally, I don't know, discombobulated now. We got, we're out here off stand. We'll hop into the airplane here and we'll do it this way through the fly pad. I don't want to really mess with anything else, but good to see everybody. Al W, what's up, man? Round 2, yes it is. Scott, GNR Houghton, Blue Bear, Digital Merc, Alfie Douglas, Max Rank, what's up? Christian, thanks for posting that link as well back in the Discord there too for me when I saw you throw that up there. Cool deal. I think I had a PDC sent to me, but I had to do a restart, so I think I lost that PDC. So we're gonna have to probably call him. Anyways, we're all fixed up. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get this airplane booted up here because this is really quiet and I want to get some sounds. And just on cue though, before I do that, okay, the alert box sounds are working, so it wasn't the alert box. I don't know what's up. Jeff Weber coming in with a $50 massive donation. Jeff, thank you so much for that $50 super chat, sir. I don't see a message with that at all, but I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate that, even through all these technical difficulties. Obviously, I'm not a professional streamer here, but your support, everybody's support, and Jeff, thank you so much for that huge massive dono. Even in the midst of technical difficulties, the support still shining through. You guys are absolutely awesome. That's why we're going to adapt. We're going to improvise, adapt, and overcome the difficulties presented to us in modern day technology. But positive race to Jeff Weber. Let's get this airplane fired up, sir. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here we go. All right, first things first, let's get the battery online. I'm going to go ahead and just go right into the external power and get some sounds on. Guys, I haven't flown the, I think that's a PDC right there. I haven't flown this fly-by-wire mod since the latest update, and the cockpit looks even different to me. I think it's like the colors look different. I mean, it just looks really, really good. So let me go ahead and re-brighten up my screens here like I had them all set up before on that last stream. But check out this beautiful cockpit, guys. It is just looking good. I don't know if they did like a color correction or whatnot, but just looking so sharp. So I'm excited for this stream. We're going to fly down to Portland. I'm sorry, we're leaving Boston and we're going to fly down to Washington National. We're going to try to get a river visual. I don't know what the ATC situation will be or what the weather situation will be. So we're going to have to take a look at that when we get down there. And I also need to get, oh, Boston ATIS, cool, that came through as well. All right, so I think everything is back up and normal. Yes, he says the textures have changed recently, and I like this right here. Look at this little Starbucks cup right here. I think my wife might be bringing me a little Starbucks here too, not too long from now. So this is awesome. I love seeing this. I don't know if this is part of the Virgin livery or what, but I just like how they can texture that. I'm gonna have to get a V1 cup, make my own cup, peppermint mocha or something on there. But cool to see that here. Let's go ahead and bring up. Can I connect the jet bridge? I don't even think I'm at a jet bridge. Yeah, let's pull the jet bridge up here. Let's get external power. Let's get a baggage truck here. We'll leave everything else done. We'll call the fuel truck just in case. Let's go ahead and continue with our overhead flow. So let's go up the captain's side. Crew supply can come on. Ground control on. CVR test. Beautiful. That is good. We're going to go ADIRS 1, 2, and 3. Looking good. Strobe in the auto position. Nav to position 1. Off auto arm. Landing elevation is in auto. That is good. External power is on. Pretty much everything is set here. All our fuel tank pumps are off. That is looking good. Let's do our fire test. 1, 2, and can I do it? 3. Mr. Martini says, damn, now I need a coffee. Yeah, I need one too, man. I've been sitting here, so I actually got into the office a little bit early, and I was messing around with some MD-11 sound packs that are out. So we may do a stream of that tomorrow, or maybe even an after dark stream tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I did a test flight in the FlyByWire 320, and I reminded why I love this sim. Again, like I am on the Kool-Aid. Oh, dang it, I forgot to add the Kool-Aid emoji that was made for me. I'm gonna have to get that in here. But the Microsoft Flight Simulator Kool-Aid, I am drinking it hard right now, guys. I mean, just look, the lighting in this sim is just so nice. Little Frontier, Spirit hanging in the little tail there too. Look at that. Maybe that's uh-oh, my mouse disappeared. Rip, there it is. Anyway, Spirit Frontier out the left window. Howdy y'all, lunchtime V1 stream suite. What's up, Milltown? Welcome, dude. Micah Messer says, I remember when you had 7,500 subscribers and I thought I would never get there. Now you're at 23.5 and I passed 7.5. Micah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's a long road, but hey, if you enjoy doing it, it's fun, and it's worth it in the end, man. So it's just worth it, not even in the end, because there is no end really. It's just continuous content, and it's just, I love it. I love streaming with you guys, interacting with you guys, and that's awesome that you're up to 7.5 last month, Micah. That's awesome, man. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and fire up our airplane. We're gonna go McDo menu, Atsu. I'm a little thrown off guard here after all that, but we're gonna recover. Let's do the init. Let's go ahead and bring this back here. Let's go ahead and pull out this. That's us, Boston to DCA, Redwood 357. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna pull that flight plan from the ACARS. That's right, Micah, there is no end. All right, what's not in database? That should be interesting. All right, uplink insert, cool. That is done. We're gonna go ahead and align on ref. That'll be completed. We'll confirm the alignment. One thing I noticed is that my click spots are a little bit funky there. All right, that's good. And you know what? I'm actually, no, we're good. +2 on the APU outside. Everything else looks good right there. Let's go ahead and continue with the boarding process. And before we do the boarding, let's get the weather too. We'll go AOC, we'll do weather request. Let's go Boston, DC. Let's pull both of those out. What is the low RPM mode for the blue pump as mentioned by FlyByWire? Low RPM mode of the blue pump. I'd have to look into that, man. I'm not sure of the context. The blue I mean, you can turn the blue hydraulic pump. Are you talking about the blue hydraulic pump on the Airbus? V1 need to jump back in the 319 with the America West livery from Al Ayubi, the heritage livery. Yes, Aviator, I do. Al Ayubi has been pushing out some awesome awesome liveries. Definitely going to have to take a look at some of those. We'll go ahead and print this sucker out right here. And you know what? I think I have my clearance. I do. So according to this, we're going to squawk 4732. So let's just throw that in here right now. Uh-oh. 4732. We'll rip that out, put that up there. And back to our flight plan page here. Let's pull out our jet charts. I might have to resync this. Yes, I do. We'll just do this thing here real quick and get this resynced. All right, here's our PDC. We are clear to DCA SOC 6, SOX Buzzard, blah, 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 deal 3, climb via 30010, departure 34-7, squawk 4734. All right, cool. So pretty much as filed. We'll sign in on this account over here. Yes, I do want to sign in. Cool. There it is. Now I'm going to go here. I think it has the sim brief one in there, but excuse me, that's good. We're going to open up our charts list, and we know we're going to be departing off of. Looks like controllers they signed off, but hey, we got a clearance anyway. Here's the 10-9. Winds in Boston 310 at 13, gusts 2-3. A little bit windy this morning, huh? So if winds are 310, we're probably going to use 3-3 left. Let's use 3-3 left, go out over the city. That'll be nice. We'll take 3-3 left for departure on the SOX 6. We'll insert that. Alta Buzzard. Oh, we're going to close that. We don't want that. Oh, and you know what? I also need to start the boarding process. Let's come back to our flight plan. We want to do the boarding process. And that should be right, 159 peeps. We'll go ahead and send that. Boarding process has commenced. Cool. Back to our flight plan. I have us on the deal 3 into DCA because that one has more VNAV. I'm going to load up the RNAV 19. Winds are 260 at 9. But we'll see. We're going to do deal 3. And I don't believe we're going off of Fergie, are we? Whoa. Sorry. Said charts work on. Let me try this. I don't like that menu at all, man. Where are we at here? We got all kinds of stuff. Unicom, Navigraph, charts. Aw. Navigraph. RC Flyer, what's up, man? Welcome. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks here on the channel, man. It's not synced. Oh well. Alright, we're just gonna go no via. Screw it. Deal 3. I like it. Off of Laughlin. Laughlin. There we go. Insert you. And I already have the RNAV 19. We'll insert you. I am on that set, mister. I am on that set. Mr. M. Alright, there's our flight plan. That's in the box. That looks good. Let's get rid of that thing. It's just annoying. It'll piss me off. Alright, we'll zoom this out a little bit here. Flight plan view. Let's go ahead and make sure we didn't screw that up. Nice departure out over the city, all the way back. They send you way out over the water, and then they send you up here. Got constraint mode on. I don't know... Doesn't look... Oh, yeah, it does have the altitudes in there. There we go. We got the altitudes on the star, so we'll see how it does. It'll be a nice little test for the VNAV. Bring that back. Nothing to do secondary, nothing to hard tune. A NIT-B, we're waiting on that. Let's get our altimeters. 29er and 9er 7, and we'll set that here. Once and twice. 10-15. It's set. 2997 is set. Constraint mode, no ATC. We'll set our top altitude at flight level 300. That's going to go up there. How often do flaps 2 departure in real life? Well, let's see. The Neo is more of a flaps 3 airplane on the 320 anyway.
Hey, Boston Logan traffic, American 1576, short final ILS 33 left.
But flaps 2, oh man, it's a toss-up, man. It really is. It just depends. I'd say flaps 1 plus F is the most common, but you have, I'd probably say in a standard, in a CEO, flaps 1 plus F is like 80% of the time. Or 70, let's just go 75% of the time, and then 25% of the time it's something other than 1 plus F. But anyway, thank you, RC Flyer. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Thank you for the commercial pilot subscription there. Exclamation point and welcome for your new perks in the chat. Glad to have you on board, man. It seems you have turned on lens correction in graphics settings. Make sure to turn that on so quick spots work properly. It seems you have turned on lens correction in the graphics setting. Let's change that. Is it under general options? Would it be under accessibility? Where would be lens correction be? Because I never... I mean, I didn't turn it on. It must have been turned on in the update, which I love it when they do that. I'll just resume for now, but if I can figure out where it is, I'll do that. What passenger sim do I use? Nothing. This is literally all from the FlyByWire 320 sound pack here. So this is all included. These are the boarding sounds have started since we started boarding the aircraft. Under graphics settings. Let's try this. Let's go general. Oh wait, no, that's general. Assistance.
And Boston traffic, American 1576, clear the active taxiing ticket.
Graphics. Lens correction. No, it's off. Lens correction is off. Lens correction is off. Or if it's supposed to be on, let me go back. Oh, make sure you turn that on. Ah. Okay, okay, last one here. Last one here. Lens correction on. Alright, we're set up. Does the sound pack include announcements? Yes, indeed it does. Yes, indeed it does. It includes really good announcements, too. Alright, our GPS is primary, so that's good. We're done with that. Let's come down here. Perf, we're going to do a flaps 1 Toga takeoff, so that is set. Engine out is 1520. We'll wait for boarding to complete before we do our V speeds. We already have that set up. Let's look at a quick taxi out chart here. I hate how slow this is. Alright, so we're going to taxi out to 3 left. We're over here somewhere, I believe. So we're probably going to go out of Alpha 2, Bravo, Charlie, cross both runways, and then we're going to take Charlie all the way to 3 left. Oh, thank you. Ooh, and a sandwich. Wow, very nice. Thank you. Coffee and a sandwich, guys. We're looking real good today. Did a flight from LA to Cancun last night and everything was perfect for most of the flight, but my top of descent was way off. Still learning how to get that right. Matt, so it is still in the experimental phase. There's probably going to be some little bugs that happen here and there from what I've read. But for the most part, if you're on top of it, it shouldn't be an issue. So we're going to see. I did one test flight and it seemed to work okay. I did get a little high on one of my arrivals that I tested, but it wasn't too bad. So if anything, you know, it just makes you be more in tune with the aircraft, more, you got to stay more focused. Oh, check out this livery. What I love about this livery, look at this spinner. It just looks so good. It's more like a flat black. Love that color right there. Cabin crew taking care of the pilot. Yes, sir, Gina. Once we get up to top of climb, we'll be able to eat a sandwich. We do have our coffee on. Yeah, I'm spoiled, definitely, Christian. I am. Today I am, for sure. It's actually quicker to use Navigraph's charts in the EFB, plus you can pin charts. Yeah, I was, it says it supports it, but I have to, like, resync all this. Don't I? Navigraph. Loading. Scan this into your browser and enter the code. Alright. Since we're waiting. Let's load this up here. Approve that. Cool. They will remember it next time? Awesome. Alright, so theoretically, right, if we have it done, now we should be able to put in KBoss up here. And look at that. But now my mouse is, oh, I see. When it's highlighted, you can't. Okay, alright, I'm learning. We'll put the 10.9 page up here, we'll pin that, and then we'll do the SID, which is the, let's put this in day mode here. Although I do like running my iPad, here's a pro tip, in real life, I like running my iPad at night mode, even in the daytime, because it keeps the battery up. Unless you want to just charge it the whole time, which isn't really good for it. Alright, we'll do the SOX 6 RNAV. Oh, we got a little yellow airplane there too, that's cool. How cute. Alright, so SOX 6, it is a VNAV departure. We're going to see how the airplane complies. There was only one fix, cozy at or above 5, which it shouldn't be that hard coming off 3 left, I believe. I'm going to make this full screen. What are these? Expand chart. Here we go. Off 3 left. It's kind of hard to read. Climb on heading 330 to intercept to trait to text. And then cozy at or above 5. Alright. We're going to be able to do all that. We'll keep this page up then. What are we waiting for? We are waiting for the boarding process, my friend. Just like in real life, you have to wait for the boarding process to complete. We can check that. We'll come in here. We'll go AOC, weight and balance. We have 111 of 159 passengers on board. We're a little bit late on our departure time, so let's go ahead and get the APU fired up. We have 8.0 on board. Oh, you know what? We needed, I think, let's just go min dispatch of 10,000. Can I adjust that here? Dispatch. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Presets, checklist, failures, definitely don't want that. Air traffic control, nav and charts, performance. Where would I adjust the fuel load? Oh, right here. I'm gonna actually make this 10,000. Complete. Done. Instant. Alright. Instant refuel. Completed. At that point, let's go ahead and fire it up the APU. Man, I feel like when I turn that lens correction on, though, it like makes my screen blurry. Or makes it more blurry. Interesting. Yeah, we just did instant because it's only 2,000 pounds. It should have been done before. We'll go on there. We'll go ahead and get these on as well. Did that way out of order, huh? So the boarding on this plane is pretty real and doesn't just load. Yep, exactly, Rams fan. It's something that's very, and I say this every time I fly this airplane, but it's a small feature that is often overlooked by, I think, the majority of developers. You know, being able, if we want to recreate realism, I mean, I understand there's a time and place for just wanting to get in and do an instant load and do some test flying or what have you. But for the most part, you should have at least a default option of waiting for passengers to board your airplane. because to me that just adds a level of realism. You're sitting here kind of twiddling your thumbs, going over the box, fine-tuning all that good stuff. So having just that little bit of added realism, I think is really, you know, a large player, for at least for me, and I'm sure other people feel the same way. Let's go ahead and go chrono on. We'll start that. We've got about 3 minutes. So this is kind of a, it's always been recommended by Airbus, you know, once you get the APU fired up, if you have cold oil, like the APU hasn't been running a while, you should wait 3 minutes if you can before turning the APU bleed on. This recently came out as another memo for us to remind us, because we, you know, and myself included, you start the APU, get the bleed on, and good to go. Now, if you really need it, like say it's really hot in the cabin, yeah, just turn the bleed on right away. But ideally, if you can wait 3 minutes, it's better, because any unburnt oil or fumes in that APU, which is, you want to flush it out. You want to just blow it right out the tail cone. You don't want to throw that immediately into the packs. You know, sometimes on a shutdown, if it's running a little bit rich, you get a little bit of unburnt fuel in there. Sometimes you get some oil smell in there, and it can lead to fume events. And that just, it's really unpleasant for the cabin crew. So if you have the time, try to get that APU up and let it run 3 minutes before you fire up the APU bleed system. So it's 2 degrees outside. We're almost done boarding. We got plenty of time. We might have to turn it on here a little bit early, but nevertheless, it's gonna be just fine. Just something, a little pro tip, so to throw that out there if you guys want to continue with your realism. Steven, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome. How can passengers board if the gate isn't connected? We're jumping in. We're jumping. And the gate is semi-connected, but, you know, Microsoft.
Boarding completed.
Boarding completed. All right, boarding completed. So I love hearing this stuff. It just automatically triggers me. Okay, boarding's complete. At this point, the flight attendant's probably coming up here. She's handing me paperwork of the final count. The gate agent comes up. So I'm gonna come in here. The FO actually would be running the number. So he'll go over to his init B. He'll be sending off the data that he has, the final passenger count. What do we have on board? 10.0. He'll send that off. He'll send off the weight and balance.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Wow, that guy sounds like a real fake pilot if you ask me. But what I was saying is, yeah, so that's exactly what happens. Boarding completed. Gate agent comes up, hands me the paperwork. FO looks over the weight and balance. We send it off. We do our perf data. I say, you good to close, man? I say, yeah, we're good to close. All right, we're good to close. They close that, and then we'll close the boarding door, which we'll do here in the charts section. So we're going to go services. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. And before we pull ground power, disconnect from there, and I bet we're at 3 minutes. 3 minutes exactly. So we'll go APU bleed on. I'm going to turn lens correction back off, though, because I think it is blurry. Let me go ahead and try it. I would just want to see, is this me going crazy, or did that really make things blurry? Let me go graphics, lens correction off, apply and save. Oh yeah, so much sharper. Yeah, even if it's a little off, I'm going to leave it off, because that's way sharper. All right, no flex, flaps 131, 132, 136. Better pushback. Pre-plan. Should have done this while we were sitting there doing nothing. Where's the join button to become a member? Jeff, if you look, well, I don't believe there is one if you're on your phone. But if you're on an actual computer screen, it should be there next to the subscribe button, my friend, if you want to become a member of the channel. Or you could just click the link that's going through the chat, which it's not going because Nightbot is not here. Let me get Nightbot hooked up after I get this pushback set up. Where do we want to go? I think that's fine, right? Yeah, we'll go with that. And in fact, before we push, let me get Nightbot to join. That's a good point, Jeff. I'll get Nightbot in here for you. He should be joining the channel here momentarily. And then he'll be pushing a link through as well if you would like to become a member. All right, so that's done. That's done. Let's go ahead and get the beacon light on.
flight attendants, armed doors, and cross-check.
Boom. They're closing the doors. They're armed. Captain, you need anything else? Nope, we're good to close. Good to close. All right. See you there. Doors closed. Boom. Let's get out of here. Or let's do a checklist. Windows, doors, and slides. Close arm. Beacon on. Thrust levers. Idle. Parking brake. It is on for now. Transponder is auto. We still have our squawk code Boston Center's back online. 4-star checklist is complete. All right, cockpit to ground. Go ahead. You guys ready for brake release? Yes, sir. Yes, Captain. Brakes. We are ready for brake release. All right, brakes release. Clear to push. And we should be pushing.
Keep your seatbelt back.
But this is what I love. Listen to this. So we have.
Also have it visible to the crew at all times. Your life vest is in a pouch under your seat. If instructed by the crew, tear open the pouch, push the vest, and pull it over your head.
We have announcements going on in the background, but not up here. But if you open the door, you'd be able to hear them too. So there's an update available for that guy. Is he not going to push us now? It does not appear that he will push us. Ruh-roh. Oh, duh.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Thanks, Maximilian. Sorry. I'm a little off. I'm thrown off. Did I see the new checklist? I did not. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Ooh. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel, seatbelts, aiders, barrier ref. Before start checklist. Parking brake. Yeah, this is definitely not... like the ones that we use, but I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just every airline probably has a slightly different rendition of a checklist. But this is cool. You can mark items as complete.
Okay, sir.
That's really
the
cool.
bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
Roger.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay, we'll set the parking brake again for you.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
I haven't used a
Parking
Ferrari
brake
tug
set.
since I
Lifting
flew
the aircraft.
175s in Chicago. And by Ferrari tug, I mean like these tugs
We
here
are
that
cleared
lift,
for start and push.
actually lift the nose wheel.
Okay, cleared for push start.
I think it might be more of a
Please release
European
parking
thing.
brake.
All right, brakes released, good push.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Robinson,
start in
that
the
coffee got
sequence.
me going. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to get, I got the coffee going. I was all thrown off. But we're good. Hey, we're off the gate. We're only an hour behind schedule. Well, not really, about 20 minutes. Yeah, whatever my wife got me here coffee-wise, it is, it's pretty hardcore stuff. I don't know if you know what it is. Let's take a look. It is a grande... I believe that's chocolate almond espresso. I have no idea. I just said, can you pick me up something? I was thinking more like, black, 2 sugars. But no, it's actually it's pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. How did the CVR test happen with the brake off? The brake was on at the gate, if I'm not mistaken. I turned it off, then I turned it back on, then I turned it off. Alright, let's go ahead and start engines. This is my favorite part of the FlyByWire 320. Alright. I just don't want him to start talking and ruin it, though. Hopefully he won't. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Enjoy the startup sounds. I'm going to be quiet. Gets me every time. Brake set, clear,
Parking
disconnect.
brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position, waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Never gets old. Never gets old. We'll do a 2-engine taxi out because we got 2 runways to cross. It's going to get busy. So we're just going to go out on 2 engines today. So we got a Veil on number 1. I'm going to get rid of that pushback thing there. I'm I'm going to get rid of that up there as well. And we'll go ahead and start engine 2, please, sir. Never gets old, man. All right, let's see. So for taxi out, Boston Center with when ready to push. Let's see. Contact Boston Center. Oops, I'm ready to push. My bad. This never gets old. Let's go here. Let's go tiller cam on so you guys can see what's going on here. We're gonna arm the speed brakes. We're gonna go flaps 1. That is set. Oh man, I wanted to go out here. We missed this flap sound, but we got that is on. That is set up to the overhead. APU bleed can come off. That can come off. And we need to go to 34.7 for taxi. .7 is up. Where do we push off of? I don't even know. Where are we at here on our sim brief charts?
We
are basically short of alpha. Where's the 10-9 parking gates? Yeah, here we go. We're spot Charlie. We're at Charlie 13 is where we are. Let's make sure that is indeed where we are. We're gonna move up a little bit here. Let's go brakes release. We're gonna go taxi light on, and we're just gonna creep forward here with our tiller until we don't really have a really good scenery for Boston, but I'm pretty sure we're at Charlie 13 right over here.
654 to Victor depart Stella on heading 1.
Just want to see a sign here. Alright, so that is Charlie, so yeah, this is Charlie 13. This is technically a ramp control area here, so you could theoretically move without talking to ground. You'd have to talk to ramp control, but we'll hold it here for now. We'll kill that. We'll go brakes on. We'll give him a holler. We're Redwood 357 with information. Papa.
Boston Center, Delta 2719. We are ready for push and start with Papa.
Delta 2719, Boston Center, hello. I'll call you back and get some traffic.
Can't really hear. Let me see if I can turn up my other volume. Oh, that's why. Good afternoon, Boston Center, Redwood 357. We're Charlie 13 with Papa, ready to taxi.
Redwood 357, Boston Center, hello, runway 23, I'm sorry, runway 27, thanks to the Charlie, crossing 6 right at Charlie, hold short on runway 27 left.
Runway 27, taxi via Charlie, hold short 27 left for Redwood 357. Alright.
Good evening, Frontier Flight 1239, holding short on Charlie, holding short on Alpha, short on Charlie.
You say?
Frontier Flight 1239, Boston, hello, taxi, sorry, continue Alpha, and hold short of Charlie.
Continue Alpha, hold short Charlie.
Oh, we're going all the way over there. Alright, right turn on
6
Charlie.
Victor, the value of the 3003.
And, hold short of
3003.
What? I'm gonna have to clarify those instructions again. Boston Center, Redwood 357. Could you repeat the taxi instructions again for us?
No worries. Straight ahead, Charlie, cross runway 60 right, hold short on 80 left.
Straight ahead on Charlie, clear across 22 right, short of, or clear across 22 left, hold short of 22 right for Redwood 357. Okay, straight ahead on Charlie. I thought he said 27 right or left, and I was me. So that's a real world thing there. If you're confused, if you can't figure out where you're going, just don't even release the parking brake. All right, just sit there, figure out where you need to be first, and then use the aircraft. You can't really do a cinematic drive-by, but you get the point. Spoil brakes arm. I don't know why they disarmed there. All right, we're straight ahead on Charlie. We're going to clear to cross the left, hold short of the right. All right. Did we just cross one? Wait. No, 22 right, short of the left. All right, I don't know why it's so confusing. 22 right, short of the left. Get our lights on up top here. We're stuck into the ground.
251239, follow the Virgin America A320 Neo, keep tuning up on Charlie, and cross runway 22 right, hold short on it, keep to left.
Follow the Virgin and clear to cross runway 22 right and hold short.
What is the real taxi speed? Really not much more than 20 knots, max of like 29 on a super straight taxiway, but if you're doing a 90-degree turn, you really should be less than about 10 knots. And if you're heavier than 148,
458, good evening, my space, signal signs will fly right off the 786. Frequency change approved, how are you?
10 knots in a 90 anyway. Jeff, you're pretty sure you taxied this in real life not too long ago? Yeah? Definitely a real world taxi.
248, thank you, leave my space.
All right, here is the 22 left. We're going to hold short of 22 left. So we'll go ahead and turn our lights back off. I should have turned that off right after crossing. We'll turn them all off here. I like to stop, remember these are hold short lines, so I like to stop right about here so I can see the markings in the pavement. That's about as close as I like to get to a runway hold short line right there. We're going to sit here, we're going to hold short. In fact, while we're sitting here, let's go ahead and do our flight control check. So here we go. Full up, full down, and neutral. Full left.
4740.
Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Redwood 357, cross runway 22 left, hold short of runway. I'm sorry. I'm a bit lost with my own, with all the connection issues I had. I just think I could go for 27 or 33 left.
We'd actually prefer 33 left for Redwood 357.
No worries, Redwood 357. You can cross runway 22 left and hold short of runway 3. I'm sorry, hold short of runway 27.
Okay, clear across 22 left, hold short of runway 27 for Redwood 357.
Flight 1239, 27 or 33 left?
Here we go. So that now we don't have to change the box.
33 left is all preferred, frontier flight 1239.
Flight 1239, roger, cross runway 22 left and then follow the Virgin, hold short of runway 27.
Alright, going on to a runway, we're going to just stop the checklist there.
Hold short runway 27, frontier flight 1239.
Nice day. Whoa. This way you don't taxi and link to you.
Boston Center, Delta 2719.
Alright, so we're going to stay on Charlie, slight right turn. We're going to hold short of 27, going to 33 left. So straight ahead, short of 27 on Charlie. We can continue the before takeoff checklist. So we got auto brakes max. We did our takeoff config. We'll go ahead and do the forward call now. Takeoff config.
Actually, Delta 2719, do you prefer on runway 33 left?
Check. That's on. All the way.
Delta 2719, what do you expect runway 33 left?
Come on, baby. Let's move. Ground friction is still a little bit.
And Redwood 357 cross runway 27 at Charlie.
Clear across 27 at Charlie for Redwood 357. Alright, we're cleared across all the way now. I don't know why it likes to get stuck like that, but. Alright, so we're on Charlie, cleared across 27 to runway 33 left. Yes, I'm doing 27 knots right now. It's a little bit fast. I'm not going to get the lights on this one just because I'm tired of using my mouse up and down. I just need to get it over.
Cross runway 27 at sharp.
Look at that, Boston in the background though. Pretty sweet.
No, 654 to Victor, the maintains 4,000.
Yeah, someone let the air out your tires. You know, I did get stuck one time in Philadelphia in a super heavy 321 actually. We were single engine taxiing, and this was before they did a lot of construction. I forget which taxiway it was off the top of my head, but I know where it was, and it was a real soft asphalt spot, and we literally were stuck, could not move. We had to start the second engine to get going. Alright, but all the way to 3-3 left here at the end. We'll hold short. Leave the high-speed taxi for Southwest. Exactly. Those guys freaking rotate down the taxiway. Alright, 3-3 left outside at Charlie. See how like it's just stopping? Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't stop! I love having these larger thrust levers though. A little bit close there on that one. Alright, we're short of 3-3 left. That's it. I've decided I need to buy an overhead panel now. Short of 3-3 left. Yeah, overly sensitive brakes.
Redwood 357, runway. I'm sorry, are you ready to go?
That's affirmative, sir. Redwood 357, we're ready for departure.
Redwood 357, runway 33 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 33 left, clear for takeoff, Redwood 357. Alright, so I don't know if departure's on. It's probably going to be him, 34-7. So we're clear for takeoff. Light it up. And let's roll.
Francis flight 1239, runway 33 left, line of flight.
Prepare for takeoff.
Wait,
We'll prepare for takeoff action there. You guys don't need to see my coffee right there. Get that out of the way. I just wish we had the cameras. If we had the camera system of X-Plane in Microsoft Flight Simulator, imagine how nice that would be. Do cinematic drive-ons. Oh, look at that overshoot on that turn. I got no excuses for that. I got a tiller and everything. All right, we're clear for takeoff. Are you guys ready? Nose forward on the stick. We're gonna do it right here. Spool them up 50. Yoga. Oh, baby. Yes, sir. Man Toga SRS, a runway. Auto thrust is blue. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. V1. Rotate. Positive brake. Gear up. Nav. Flyby. Or not. Oh, yes, indeed, though.
654 to Victor, descend right, heading 080,
my word, look at
descend
that view.
2000.
080, down 2000.
Yoga out over Boston Harbor, man. Hit the like button for that, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit it again, because we did have to reset the stream. So if you hit it once on the last stream, it's probably not on this stream. So do indeed hit the like button for that. Here's our acceleration. There's a positive trend. Go back to my detent there. Thrust climb, auto thrust, slight left turn out over Boston. Oh my word, come on. This is one of the best departures I've had in Microsoft in a long time. Look at this. Arrow it out here.
Got the flight 1239, runway 33 left, clear for
There's
takeoff.
S speed. We'll go flaps 0. Half takeoff check. Oops, I forgot to disarm the
Center
spoilers.
confirming 080, Port Victor.
Definitely rusty.
Correct.
When's the last time we flew an Airbus? Definitely a little bit rusty here. Sorry, we're getting ready to come into a nice bank angle check here over Tech.
Redwood 357, stay altitude leaving.
Redwood 357, 4.7.
357, thank you, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
Climb and maintain a 14,000, Redwood 357. Alright, so we got to climb and maintain. I'm going to leave it in, well, you know what, we're already above 5, so we're going to go open climb, thrust climb, open climb, 14 blue. Alexa Rastas, member for 12-month celebration. Time flies, I like to stay on the background. Thank you so much for the membership, man. 12 months, awesome support. Thank you so much for hanging out and being with the channel.
Center citation 272 Alpha Mike.
Absolutely appreciate your support.
Citation 270 Alpha Mike, Alpha Center. 700
Look, I miss the Virgin America wings. Sharklets.
Departure, VFR westbound, 16,500.
It just looks so good.
Pocono. 270 Alpha Mike, Roger. You said you wanted runway 6?
We can go runway 33, that'd be great.
We got another bank angle
No
check
worries
coming
at all.
at you.
Number 270
I'm
Alpha
sticking
Mike,
on this view for now. I guess I can turn
4723.
Microsoft down a little bit.
Runway 33, taxi via Bravo.
4723, runway 33, taxi.
Alright, turn it down a little bit, so hopefully that's better for you.
Citation 2 Alpha Mike.
654 to Victor, turn right, heading 180.
180, Fort Victor.
Come
Sorry, I realized
left
that was
there.
my mistake there.
Overspeeding a little bit. Let's roll in that bank. There's a fine line between flying the airplane in the flight directors and flying it from the wing view. I think we just went through 10,000 feet.
2719, runway 33 left, taxi via Charlie, cross runway 22 right, hold short runway 22
Mike is
left.
quiet compared to VATSIM. Alright, let me turn VATSIM down.
Taxi via Charlie, hold short, across 22 left, hold short.
Readjusted the mic. Hopefully that's better.
Other way around, cross 22 right, hold short runway 22
Alright, we're at a 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and get the lights off.
Left, right, hold short, left base.
Let them know that we're at a 10.
Phoenix 666, instructions when you, disregard. You're clear to make the J fund, join and descend via the Roebuck tree arrival. The J fund to arrival. Runway 27, the Boston altimeter 2995.
Whoa, why did we turn right there?
Arrival to runway 2.
J fund 2, so descend via the J fund to arrival. Runway
Man, we
27.
basically flew this whole departure in wing view. That's epic.
J fund 2, runway 27 for Phoenix.
This tree reminds me of how much I miss hearing Boston John. Yes, sir.
654 to Victor,
Old
turn
Boston
right,
John,
heading
man. There's
150.
speed out star.
150,
Out. Go ahead and level here. Nice, easy inputs with the stick. I mean, look, you can see how small my inputs are.
Maintain 14,000.
Just little pressures is all you need. Screens are a little bit dim.
Redwood 357, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, Redwood 357. Up to 300 now. So we got 30. We'll go ahead and pull for open climb. And you know what? We'll just go autopilot 1. Hands off the stick. We're going to bring you guys back into the live cam here. And thrust climb, open climb, AP1. Here we go. There's a Phoenix on frequency? No. How would you know?
Boston Center, citation 2 Mike, hold short, runway 33, ready to go.
Citation of Michael, course departure approved, runway 33.
It almost looks like you're just pinching the stick. Jeremy, that's actually a fair assessment, you know, especially once you're up, you know, out of the rotation. The most movement you have on that side stick really is in the rotation and when you're flaring or when you're coming into land. Of course, if it's windy, you're going to have a lot. But once you're airborne, you're not in a landing or takeoff phase of flight. You're really just using small little pressures. I mean, honestly, I know this angle. Do you guys like this angle, or should I go back from the side? I know before I had the camera down here, it was at the side angle. But, I mean, you really just, I mean, almost little pressures. And sometimes I just, you know, do that with my thumb to get the nose down if I have to do a reversal. Because you don't want to be aggressive. One thing that just comes with a little practice, especially as if you're a new bus driver, is not over controlling the stick. Because if you really start manhandling the stick around, the passengers feel it. The passengers feel it. I feel it. So just nice, easy movements on the stick.
Clear for the ILS 33 approach.
They fly with the Phoenix call sign. I didn't hear them. That's cool. All right, there's 18,000 feet. We'll go ahead and set standard. All right, thrust. Let's see. We're at a standard once,
Boston
1, 2, and 3. We'll zoom out the range a little bit here.
Loud and clear.
Going up to 30 thou. Everything is looking good. We'll come down here to the
Thank you very
McDo
much.
flight plan page.
Mike,
Out the
ready
socks.
for taxi, sorry.
Let's go out here on this view a little bit. Tommy, you made the live. Welcome, man.
There's a 28 Mike runway.
I want the peppermint mocha cam.
You said you wanted to go runway 33 left? Or 37?
Christian, you hope your stick. Oh, Christian, so you actually did get the stick. I know you ordered the base, or you got the base.
Mike runway 33 left taxi.
Yeah, hopefully you get that stick, man. It's I honestly, I'm still in love with it, just as I was on day one. Just as I was on day one. Is the real stick heavy in terms of tension? So, Francisco, honestly, before I embarked on the ultimate side stick setup, I actually thought all Airbus side sticks were exactly the same. But then when I really started focusing on them, I noticed that there's actually two designs of the Airbus side stick. There's a modern design that you see on a lot of the newer aircraft, and then there's the one that's been traditional. This is more of the traditional stick, and I'll bring up the cam so you can see it again here. And the only difference is this button here. So on this setup, you just have a traditional button there, and then on the other one, you have like a slight, I guess there's like a detenting right around the button. And I have a video, if you check out in the description, you can watch it all. So I learned that, number one, that there were two sticks, but honestly, you really can't tell the difference in the real airplane, which stick you're using. Now, as far as control pressures go, they are, it's more firm than anything we really have on our desktop peripherals, like as far as the TCA or like an X56. So I went with the Thrustmaster magnetic base, or the Warthog base, and I know there's a Virpil base option, which is good, and I went into detail on that, what I prefer. But yeah, I actually prefer this. The best way I can describe the feel of the real stick is like if you're stirring a pot of gravy with a wooden spoon. It's mushy, or maybe mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes would be about right. It's mushy, but you still have precise control of it. It's not hard enough where you can't make precise movements, but small pressures and movements are how to really control the airplane. Now, when you get into some serious winds, then you're really stirring the pot up here. But that's for a later date. I'm actually I would like to get a video of me controlling the real side stick on maybe a really heavy crosswind or something in the real airplane, and then I want to replicate that in the sim and just compare the hand movements. But I haven't been able to get anything to record my my hand, so I got to figure out how to do that first in the real airplane. Mashed taters, yeah, exactly. Simple takeoffs. All right, we're 25-4, climbing 300. We're looking real good. Let's go out this window for a minute here.
I think we're calling unreadable. You're pretty far away from Boston.
You like this angle, Russ? All right, I'm gonna leave it.
Phoenix 666.
Phoenix.
The avid nations.
666 Syracuse to Boston. Is that black box? Is that black box? Is that black box? If that's black box 711, that's pretty cool. I only know, I say no, but like I just remember him watching videos on P3D or FSX actually long ago. That's pretty cool. Phoenix 666 Syracuse to Boston. Scott says, time for me to download, or is it time for me to download Does This Plane Fly As Good As the Toga? Scott, if you want to just get in and replicate day-to-day operation, without getting into any faults or all that stuff and not doing alternate law and all that stuff, which I think 99.9% of simmers don't even care about, this airplane is so close. And the reason I say close is because I don't know what the VNAV is up to yet. We really got to do some more testing with the VNAV.
I finally got over my VATSIM nerves. I have done 2 flights and 1 event now. Flying by the seat of pants. Thanks for being a great teacher, V1. Airbus for life, smile.
Thank you so much, Brian
2719,
Rosner,
runway
for
23
the
left, ready to take
$10 donation, sir. Very much appreciated of that. I'm glad you got over your VATS and nerves, and you did 2 flights and 1 event now. Awesome stuff, man. Glad to hear it. Hope to hear you on frequency. I'm actually thinking about organizing a bourbon group flight here very soon, because we do have some CSLs and we do have the livery for the bourbon livery, courtesy of Jamlin, who did put those together. So I'm be sticking around, especially in the Discord, for information on an official bourbon group flight. We need to take over maybe the West Coast or something, but just do a crazy bourbon round robin or something. But thank you again for the $10 dono, Brian. Very much appreciated. And what was I saying? Oh, for Scott, is it time? So yeah. You said the echo's back? I don't hear an echo. I'm trying. I don't hear an echo.
Phoenix 666, runway.
But anyway, Scott, yeah. So once we figure out how this VNAV works, then it's going to be flying very close to the TOLUS, in my opinion. You know, it's just this is kind of the last kink, I guess. Not even kink, but just major development progress that they're working on. Right, it's getting a VNAV. There has been some LNAV bugs in the past. I haven't really experienced too many. I did experience that one when we did the hold over Bogota. I think when you start doing more advanced things in the box, that there's a potential for stuff to get bugged out a little bit. But as far as just doing a straight A to B flight, I am enjoying it. And like I said, with this side stick setup, it's extremely enjoyable to fly. But I do recommend what I say 15%. I know FlyByWire recommends about 30% on a standard side stick, but if you have the FSprojects set up like I do, I recommend starting about 15%. All right, here's cruise altitude. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. I just want to hear the announcements. We're going to go back into the cockpit view. I know he was saying that, Chris, I prefer flight deck view. It's funny because as a pilot, I always want to see the window view when I fly my sim. And I guess for you guys, as being passengers, you always want to see the cockpit view. So I have to remember to get back in the cockpit here. But I think we should have an announcement here pretty soon.
No worries.
Oh yeah, look at that shot. Oh, Crow, you made me nervous, man. Do I use FS Realistic at all? No, I do not. Trying to catch up on some of the questions back here. Wondering if packs need to be on for APU bleed to function. No, they're unrelated. You can turn the packs off. Packs are air conditioning. Think of it, they're pneumatic air cycle kit. That's what it stands for, PACK. So you can run the APU bleed without the packs on, and that would be for engine start, perhaps, or something like that. Oh, FlyByWire recommends 0 curves now. Interesting. I'm still on, I think, whatever I said, 15%. I'll have to do some more testing. The only way to really test that is if I go up and I turn all the automation off and I do some traffic pattern work, just do some takeoff, crosswind base, final, all that stuff, do a couple landings. So I did that with the previous version, and that 15% was pretty good. I'll have to do it again and see if I need to go to 0. We'll see. The announcement is at cruise altitude. We're at cruise, right? We're at 300. Maybe we missed it. Oh, 380. Hold on. Let's try this.
Toga 2719, climb maintain 14,000.
Ooh, look at that. I like this engine view, though. Look at that shot.
Toga 2719, climb maintain 14,000.
Might have messed up the cruise altitude because we had the cruise altitude set wrong on our prog page. It must have taken a lot of effort for Sully to pull full aft and then hold the stick all the way back as he touched the water. Jeremy, exactly, it is, and we practiced that maneuver. Not necessarily that one in the Hudson. Oh.
We just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As it begins to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your seat elbows clear from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cards shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating to the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Love it. So that we're talking about high fidelity sound pack here. So that trigger is obviously at a cruise altitude. However, in the box, I had the cruise altitude set at 380. We stopped our top altitude. We stopped at 300, which is a much more realistic cruise altitude for this duration of flight. Once I changed that and the seatbelt sign is off, the sound still came on to do the level off. That's just awesome. I mean, the sound pack on this airplane is, I don't know. I don't think I've flown an Airbus with a better sound pack than with this one. Okay, Christian, okay, that's good. For the flight stick pitch control, we recommend using a sensitivity of 30 to better simulate the increased force you need to push or pull the real stick. Okay, that's from the FlyByWire website. Stadium visual in the Newark wind. Chris, I hate Newark, man. I hate flying into Newark. I don't know why. I think it's just one of those airports where I'm like, you just never know what you're going to get in Newark, man. You never know what you're going to get in Newark. But maybe we might have to do it. I don't think I've ever flown the stadium visual in Newark, to be honest with you. Do you know if it's standard procedure for new modern jets to fly at 410 for a 900-mile flight? I don't see why not. 900 miles is pretty far. Oh, Jeremy, that's right. That's where I was. So in the sim, we do full aft stick training when you do a JipWiz event. So you'll be flying around and the sim instructor will vector you into terrain or something, or maybe you'll be responding from a TARA or an RA in a traffic avoidant, like descend, and then all of a sudden it flips into a JipWiz, which is terrain. So that's when you go full aft and pitch. Now, that is when you really start to feel it. Wow, it does take a lot of force to hold it back. But the other scenario, the one that's even harder, in my opinion, is when you're in a really bad wind shear. When we do our wind shear training, escape recovery technique, sometimes you have to be full aft stick to actually work with the flight directors, because depending on the type of wind shear and the direction and the strength, you may need full aft stick. And remember, in normal law, full aft stick, the airplane is going to keep you just above your stall AOA. So it is going to give you the max AOA possible when you hold that full aft stick. That's what's so good about that fly-by-wire theory when it comes to wind shear escape and all that, because you can't pull back too much, or in a JipWiz escape, you can't pull back too much and stall it. You're going to pull all the way to the limit and just have it as close as you can to max. Jet Kid does Google Words. Oh man. Did I get the DCA scenery from Orbix? I did not on this one. I did not. I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know if I'm going to fly back in here anytime soon. But maybe on the next one. I think I was going to check it out, and then I got distracted when I got in with an MD-11 sound pack I was testing. How did you set up your tiller in Microsoft? Did you use the option in the EFB for tiller? 310 flyer, yeah, I set it up exactly how FlyByWire recommends on their website. So you turn it to, like, I think it's mixture 4 or something. Sorry, we'll get back in the cockpit view. I think it's a mixture 4 or something, and then yeah, it sets it's perfect. But it works perfectly, and you can see here when I go tiller cam. So this Cat 3 design tiller is exactly replicative of the tiller in the Airbus. So when you do, like, you know, I'm trying to keep my arm out of the way, but here's just, I have quite a bit of motion to 10 degrees. But then, you know, now it's really starting to get steep, and then once you crank it over here, this is when that nose wheel really starts to turn, and you got to be very careful when you're taxiing the airplane, because you can snub the gear, you can skid on the nose wheel, so you got to be really careful when you're getting past that. I'd say once you go past 30 degrees, you really got to be careful with that tiller. And sometimes, you know, in a steep turn, I'll do the full hand technique, because I don't want the tiller to slip out of my hand and just snap back. Because if it snaps back on you like that in a turn, you will feel it. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Also, when you have the pedal disconnect down, and if you're say you're in a turn, all right, and you have the pedal disconnect down, and then you, let's see, how did I do that? If you let go of the pedal disconnect and you have your full rudder application, yeah, it will turn as well. So you got to be careful of that. But yeah, I always, you know, if I'm in a hard turn, I'll go full hand over the tiller like this so I don't accidentally let it slip.
This is 28 Mike 4734.
Shaq. How do I know? I think there still might be some nose marks in LAX. I don't know, probably not anymore. How are we looking outside? Yeah. Bring you back here. So, let me just zoom this out real quick. We're still looking good there. I don't want to get... Should have put DCA in here earlier. 253 miles, so we're getting close to top of descent. Tom Pasco, what's up? The tiller cam has returned. Yes, indeed it has, Tom.
Phoenix 666, I think doesn't work. Let me try again. Phoenix.
That's cool.
Okay,
There.
663
Hi, this
miles,
cockpit, the
motor.
new texturing just looks
3,000
amazing.
Left runway, 27 approach.
Uh-oh, I lost my mouse wheel.
3000.
There it is. Alright, so now we're going direct rifle. Let's look at our charts over here. We do not want to do any of that. I was going to ask, any forehead smudges on the windows? No, but there's probably still some coffee that's dripped down over the console on the backside. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. You only do it one time, though. You do it once and you learn your lesson. You're like, okay. I got away with one there. Could have been really, really bad. Alright, let's load up DCA. I think we may not even get the River Viz. Man, look at all the centers online. Philly, Towers on, AVP, what's that? Austin Centaur. Last time I was able to join Dallas had an ice storm. Heard it was in the mid 90s. Yeah, it was it was 91, I think, on Monday, yesterday, or maybe the day before. It was hot, man. Then we had an ice storm like last week. Just crazy weather. We had a pipe burst this weekend too. All right, so I want to pin that one. Pin, and then approach. I want to load up the. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's the river visual. We'll pin that. I think I have the RNAV 19 in here though too. So I've got the RNAV 19 set. That's off Derek C Talk and all that. Yeah. So I've got the RNAV in there as a backup. But we're good to go. Alright, let's go outside. Let's do outside view for a minute. I'm going to turn this way down. Oh, that's off. Just so we can enjoy some outside views for a second here. Enjoy the livery. Live ATIS is not looking good. What's the live weather say? I was going to pull it up, but I missed it. Uh-oh, why'd you get timed out for an iPod there? Oh. I don't know why he smacked it there for all caps. No worries, FlyByWire. Arrivals expect charted visual flight procedure, Mount Vernon 1, landing at party 1 and 3-3.
November 131 Alpha on the ground at Nantucket Airport, Cessna 172, request VFR departure, taxi for
Mount
VFR
Vernon 1, huh?
To Quonset with the weather, flight following, and winds VFR 2.
131 Alpha, Boston, status 4712.
Maryland Inlet just went over your head. Yeah, look at the dirt though, man. I love this livery here. There's that jet bridge mark.
Squawk 4712.
Oh, looks so good.
And runway 24 via Alpha Echo cross 15 Echo November 131 Alpha.
Long Island.
A from Skyhawk Cessna 172.
I'm scared to open a new window here for sound, but we'll see what happens here.
Runway 27, clear to land, Phoenix 666.
.310 at 10 gust 20. Okay, so we're probably not going to land on 1.9. We're probably not going to land on 1.9 then. Shaq, I agree. I loaded this livery up and I was like, man, this livery just looks good. For some, I don't know if it's just the attention to detail around the windows or what, but I totally agree with you, man. It just looks, something looks really good. I love the tail too on these Virgin birds. I miss flying on Virgin America. Had some good times. Monty B, what's up, man? I'm doing good. Welcome to the stream, sir. Now that you're giving Microsoft more love, when are you going to assume the CFI role and teach us some VFR? Christian, well, if Phantom would finish his review on the 414, I might pick that up. I actually might pick that up after stream, fly the 414 around. But we do need some VFR fun. Are you guys interested? Let me see. I'm going to put a poll in chat. Let's do a little poll action here. Okay, don't want to end the stream. That was close. How are we doing on likes? Ooh, 166 likes. You think we can get 200? I think we can do 250 likes this stream. Let me know. We'll see. We'll put that out as an objective. I know we only have 250 watching, but maybe by the end of the stream we might have 250.
Phoenix 666 for gate at runway 27 via Echo.
Phoenix 666,
Captain Geo, what's up, man? Good to see you here, Captain Geo. Microsoft low-key trying to take me from X-Plane. Geo, I know, dude. I know. Here's the thing, Geo. Give me the 146, give me the Phoenix, give me the PMDG, any one of those three airplanes, I think I will be wrapping up X-Plane 11 and just waiting for 12. Because then I'll have, we'll have the fly-by-wire and the 146. We'll have the fly-by-wire and the PMDG. Or we'll have, the Phoenix and the fly-by-wire. So I will have enough in Microsoft flights. I'll have enough. It wasn't for us, was it? I'll have enough in Microsoft Flight Simulator to just say goodbye to X-Plane 11 until 12 comes out. It's not goodbye forever. It's just see you in a little bit. I do have the Just Flight Piper Arrow. I haven't flown it in a long time. Or MD-83. Andre, yeah, exactly. Andres, MD-83. Give me one other... I just want one high-fidelity airliner for Microsoft Flight Simulator, in addition to this one, and then I'm done with X-Plane 11. I'm going to uninstall everything because I want to start fresh with 12. You guys know this, and as simmers we go through, everybody goes through this. We encounter bugs, and we restructure our files, and over time it's just like, okay, I'm probably due for a reinstall of the sim. Okay, so I am well past that point. I needed to reinstall X-Plane 11 about 3 months ago, and I haven't yet. I've just done Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid, but I do not want to go through the task of moving and reinstalling terabytes of data with 12 on the horizon. So give me a reason, Microsoft, to stick here, cough Just Flight, hook me up with that 146 or something, so I can just say, see you later, X-Plane 11 until 12 drops. But yeah, I've patched my X-Plane up so many times, and it's just it's had a good life. It's had a good life. I've had a lot of fun in X-Plane 11. There's been a lot of good memories. This channel was born on X-Plane 11. So without X-Plane 11, none of this would exist. And without Q8 Pilot, I wouldn't exist either. So I would never probably made the switch. Dimitri, what's up, sir? Greetings from Vancouver. Are you set for the river visual? Dimitri, I am, but it doesn't look like the winds are going to be allowing us to do that.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24,
So
November
we'll see.
31 Alpha.
94. Yeah, you can't leave behind the Airfoil Labs Airfoil King Air. See, that is true. I'm going to miss a lot of these airplanes. I'm going to miss the INI aircraft. I'm going to miss the King Air. But here's my thing. I'm coming at a different perspective too, because since my sim is at an office, I don't have the luxury of being able to just do fun flying at home. When I over to Unicom, thanks for the ATC Redwood 357. We'll talk to you next time. 22.8 is up. We should probably think about descending. But what I was saying is, you know, I don't get to just fly for fun really anymore because my office, my sim is in my office. So I come to the office, I want to make content. And, you know, I could easily get by making content just on Microsoft Flight Sim now until 12 drops. So anyway. Votes are in. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much there. 85 to 50. Well, okay. All right. So there is an interest for it. I'm going to have to look into it for sure. I wish I had my log. I think my paper logbook's at home. I'll see how much aero time. I know I've got several thousand hours in the aero in real life instructing, so it'd be kind of fun to take that up, do some basic GA flying. I still got to try that working title CJ4, Scott. I still got to try it. Why am I going to miss all the planes? The X-Plane 11 is writing is on the wall for me, Dimitri. X-Plane 11, the writing is on the wall for me. I know you love flying at Columbia, but if you take the 414 there, it might get a little suspicious. Okay, Russ D, you've just confirmed it. Next stream, Cessna 414 in Columbia. All white. Or I'm going to have to take a registration at a Barry Seals playbook. Will you get the Concorde? It releases tomorrow. I have not even followed the Concorde progress in Microsoft Flight Sim. I might take a look at it, but the Concorde is such a high workload airplane that I got to really dedicate a week to getting ready to fly it. All right, I'm going to see what's going up here with this V-nav. I don't know about all this. I'm going to step down at 240 right now, just because you do get a lot of these step-down descents. We're going to go ahead and pause the music right there. That was perfect timing anyway. We're going to pause that. We're going to bring up Microsoft Sound a little bit. No X-Plane. Oh, no, absolutely X-Plane 12 for me. Absolutely X-Plane 12 for me. But I just, you know, I don't. 11 is what I'm saying is I'm pretty much done with. But 12, absolutely. I'll be all over 12. We'll be flying X-Plane 12 a lot. You bet it. You bet, man. All right, let's get the latest and greatest. Let's go data. Let's go McDo, Atsu, ATC. No. Why did I do that? AOC. Weather request. I don't care about Bostonia anymore. I'm going to send that off. I'm going to try to do the River Visual 19. What the hell? There's nobody online, right? So we should theoretically still be able to do it. I'm going to do it until we get told we can't do it by somebody. Receive messages, METAR, let's set up for this. If we got to land with a tailwind, we'll land with the tailwind. Should be within limits. Although gusting 20 does not sound like it's within limits. Hey, if anything, we can do a go-around, right? You guys like seeing go-arounds. So right now, yeah, 310 at 10, gust 20. Ooh. 310 at 10. Temperature of 5. QNH is 3027. Excuse me. I'm going to put 500 as a reference right now because I plan to have autopilot off. All right, so let's look at this. 300. That's a quartering tailwind. Oh man, that's worst case scenario. Here's the thing, we're gonna shoot it. We're gonna shoot the approach, we're gonna fly it. If we can't do it legally, By the time we come over the threshold, we'll go around. How's that sound? Does that sound like a plan? We don't have a whole lot of gas either, so we're going to have to be on top of it. Let's go ahead and look at our flight plan. The deal is at 10,000 feet. And just so I can keep track of it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put deal in here. We're 139 miles from deal. Once we level at 24, we'll need 14,000. That'd be 28. That'd be 30. Was that 36? I'll check my math on this one here. 42. Jeez. All right, so 42 miles from deal, we should start down to 10,000. So we're going to leave the speed at 290 because I want to try to save some fuel right now. We're sipping 2,200 pounds an hour. I don't know if this is a... Well, we're speeding up. The fuel flows are a little bit high for my liking right now. 26. We got less than an hour of gas on board at this rate. We're going to leave it set 42 miles from deal. We should start down. So this is when we're going to get into the VNAV Microsoft Flight Simulator pilot tips. Okay, this isn't necessarily real world tips because you wouldn't really do this in the real airplane. You would do it mentally, but because we really want to keep track of what's going on here to see if it's bugged or not. You guys know the 3-degree rule, right? So all I did was to verify this. So deal is in here. Now it says it's going to be 8,000 feet high. I don't know why it's saying it's going to be 8,000 feet high. Okay, we'll redo it. We'll put 10,000 feet back in there. We should have a TOD pop up still. All right, there's our TOD over there. So if we want to cross deal at 10,000 feet, we need to cross it at our 3-degree path at 42 miles prior. And how I calculated that was I took our current altitude of flight level 240 minus the restriction altitude of 10,000 feet. That's 14,000 feet. Multiply that by 3, that's 42 nautical miles, okay? Now, give me some buffer, give or take. Let's just round it up to 45 for easy math. So at 45 miles, I should be nosing over to meet deal at 10,000 feet. We're going to let it play out here in the airplane. We're going to see what it does. But I have deal here, so I have a quick reference here on my distance page so I can check out. Make sure we do, in fact, descend to it. Now I'm going to set 10,000 feet on the altitude window now, and I'm going to make sure there's no other restrictions on this arrival. So let's take a look at that first here. We're on the deal 3R nav. Alaska 559. 10 months a member. Alaska 559, thank you so much for your continued support, man. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Welcome. Oh, it looks like there's another restriction. Built at 11. Can I change it? Now this is really gonna... Let's set 11 up here. Where's built? Or billet, excuse me. So it still says we're going to cross high 13,000 feet. Flight Force! Flight Force 777, thank you so much for the 2-month support there as a commercial pilot. It says River Visual, let's get it. Well, we're going to get it, sir. Thank you for the support, man. Welcome. All right, so 11,000, 11 minus 24 is 13. So what's 13 times 3? That's 26, 39. Say 40 miles. So 40 miles out, we should start down. I don't see a TOD within 40 miles here, so it looks like we might be a little bit bugged out. Now, it might be because I was modifying the McDo so much. But remember, man, I keep thinking my screen's dirty, but it's the actual rendition of the screens. They're nice. That's that mental math again, that you just want to make sure you're always checking. If you're unsure if the airplane's going to do the restriction, do it in your head. The altitude you need to get to minus your cruise altitude or your current altitude, multiply it by 3. That should be in a rough time when you want to start down. So I can tell here we're going to be a little bit out of sync here. So we'll wait till about 40 miles, and then I'm going to manage the descent, and we'll see how it does. How's our fuel flow? 2,400 feet per minute, or 12 miles per hour? God, we are sucking fuel, guys. What's our estimate of fuel on landing? 3.9. Whew. It's getting low. It's getting low. Yeah, VNAV is still in a very experimental state. Definitely aware of that. So that's why I'm just giving you some of these ideas. You know, in the real airplane, and when the VNAV is fully functional, just like you would in the TOLUS or in the Flight Factor, you set your bottom altitude, manage that descent, and it should comply. We'll see how it handles here. I think we're going to be a little bugged out, but this is kind of a bad. I should have picked a different star. There really wasn't any good stars going into DC from this direction that are true VNAV, so we'll just see what happens. Quartering tailwinds, or quartering winds heading into 1-9 final should be fun as you turn over, over Rochambeau. Dimitri, that's what I was saying. So we're going to shoot the approach. If it's unlegal, if it's not legal, by the time we get down there, we're crossing over the threshold, we're just going to go around, and we'll set up for a visual pattern right back into runway 1. Chris, 18-month subscription, man. Thank you for the support. It says, V1 always pushing the poor fly-by-wire beyond its limits. Hey, you know what? I get a lot of hate sometimes for things I do or say on stream, but I'm just glad to be trying it. You know, we're going to push it to the limits, all right? You know, sometimes I review things that aren't what everybody wants to hear, and, you know, it's just my opinion. And I'm going to try to say it like it is. But if we have experimental VNAV, I know it's experimental. I'm obviously not going to throw a fit if it doesn't comply. If it's obviously it's experimental, right? So there's a reason it's called experimental. But we've probably already exceeded its limits right now, but that's okay. I fully expect when the next update is available, I'll get a message in Discord saying, hey, you need to try this experimental thing on VNAV again. And we'll give it another shot. But it's not going to deter me from flying the airplane. I mean, just look at the MD-11, man. We flew that thing, didn't even have proper LNAV, really. All right. 80 miles to billet. So I wonder why. So let's see if we can get into the math here. Hawks says, hey everyone, great to see you, brother. Did you get a chance to install the... oh my word, Hawks. No, I did not, dude. I'm sorry. I totally spaced. We had a cluster go on the beginning of the stream, and I got all sidetracked, and I was going to do that prior to streaming today. I'm sorry, man. You know what? Even better, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it after the stream, because I'm going to pick up the Cessna 414, and I'm going to do some low-level flying with that. So... thanks again, Hawks. I apologize for not getting it set up on this stream. I totally just had a lot going on. But I will set it up after the stream, and I'm going to pick up that Cessna 414. I'm going to check it out low level. So thanks again. Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. How do you calculate the TOD when there is a 250 knot restriction? So, Andre, when there's a 250 knot, are you talking about like at 10,000 or just at the waypoint? So the real airplane will actually show and populate a decel point for you in that descent path. Now that's just calculated on energy and the wind's aloft and trying to slow down. And I'm going to tell you from a real world perspective, the Airbus in real life will struggle to meet a speed restriction, especially a significant one, in a descent, even in a VNAV descent. Now, with FMS2 coming out, it's even worse. The airplane just pretty much ignores your speed, and it's going to meet the altitude. So the FMS2 H2 that's coming out, that we've been getting all these manuals and training tools on, is supposed to be even worse. There is no econ descent window anymore in FMS2. It basically is going to try to maintain speed. If it can't, it's going to nose over, and it's going to try to it's going to honor the altitude. So you really got to watch it. But if there's a speed restriction, generally, I'm just going to add 10 miles. Because what I'm going to do at that point is, okay, so if I level 10 miles early, depending on how much I need to slow down, say I'm going from 300 to 250, 10 miles, I can slow down, a couple miles an hour every mile. That's how I'm going to calculate that. And that will depend on the altitude. At high altitude, it takes a lot longer to slow down. So let's say you have a 280 knot restriction at flight level 240, and you're descending at a 38 at 330 knots, you know you're going to need more time to slow down and definitely probably get some spoid brake action. Down at 10,000 feet, you can slow down, I'd say within 10 miles, give yourself a 10-mile buffer, and you should be able to slow up because you'll just level 10 miles prior. So add 10 miles to whatever you calculated. So 11 minus 24 is 13 times 3 is 39. We'll call it 40. Let's say 50 miles. Then I would start down because once I leveled 10 early, I'm going to just dial that speed back to 250. And the Pro Pilot will dial that speed back to 250 before it goes into speed mode again, because it'll be in thrust idle on the descent, and you'd want to avoid that thrust up and then thrust back. So just got to be quick on the speed knob. I wonder if I put a speed restriction here on billet. I'm really trying to play with this now. There we go. 311,000 feet. Doesn't want to take it. So it looks like it's calculating something past billet. Probably deal. I'm going to be a party pooper, but Microsoft approach and landing still feel like I'm flying on rails. I can see where you're coming from, Dimitri. I can see. I'm not going to argue with you. I can see where you're coming from. It's been a while since I've done a full approach and landing here in Microsoft, so I'm going to see again today. We'll see how it feels. Because if anything, Dimitri, this approach with a 20-knot quartering tailwind should feel anything but rails. So we're going to put it to the test today. We'll see. But I know where you're coming from. I definitely know where you're coming from. Yep, there you go. Christian said I usually at 10 miles slow down. Hawks, you already have the 414? I didn't. Okay, so what would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, Hawks? What do you rate that 414? Andres says, think, Captain, when you're going to Colombia again? Andres, I don't know, man. Probably soon. We got to get back in there. I know you were suggesting that other airport, right? There's just so much going on right now with stuff that I want to try and want to fly. Like, there's an MD-11 sound pack that I quite like right now that I wanted to stream with maybe tomorrow. But I also want to do some more Microsoft stuff. I don't know. My head's going in about 300 different directions. In April, I got a pretty busy couple days coming up, so until April 1st. So once April 1st hits, I'm going to have some time off. April's actually a really good month for me. I got a lot of time off in April, so we'll do some catch up. And I should have some of my sim hardware. I got new pedals coming on Monday, which will be awesome. So we'll see, man. I don't want to make any commit to any promises just yet, but we'll see. All right, we are 50 miles from billet exactly. Let's go ahead and just manage this. I want to see what it does. So it's going speed descent mode. It gave me a vertical deviation donut. Let's see what happens here. Considering it's still in beta, 7 out of 10. With the proposed fixes due, it'll be a solid 9 out of 10. Okay. Good. Scott, can't wait to figure out what I'm buying next. Hawks, that's good to hear. Good to hear, man. What is... Let me ask you this, Hawks. Are there any, I guess, groundbreaking bugs?
Notice we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Man, I wish I could make announcements like that. Jose, so when you see on the Neo, you get the latch, the econ descent window. Oh, the latch bracket. Never mind. Yeah. You're right. You're FMS2 talking to me already. Yeah, you get the latch thing up here. So it seems like it's descending at 1,000 feet a minute because it's trying to meet some other restriction. I don't know which one. So in that case, we're just going to go open. We'll go thrust idle, open, descent, down to 11,000. That says we're going to level 15 or so miles, 20 miles prior to billet. We'll leave it in open. We'll see what happens. Man, look at that leap gear hump. Yes, sir. Yeah, you can see it from this one really good right here on this side. The autopilot needs help. Okay. That announcement sounds fake. There's not enough uhs. Listen, the best announcement, best PA announcement content created on YouTube is XP72. He makes some of the best PAs. I swear, I'm just going to record one of them and play it in the real airplane. Some quirks with the RPM gauges doing weird stuff. Can't seem to exercise the prop until you put it in the feather detent. Ah, interesting. You know, the Rep Simcoders Carenado Chieftain is also out, which I got to do some testing on the beta team with that. Pretty sweet as well. Neil, what's up, man? Welcome. Dimitri, all Airbus VNAVs are powered by Doritos and Coke. Are you properly set up? We're going to try. I think so. I'm eating here too. Let's see.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
On the approach, RNAV 19er. What's the RNAV mins? The RNAV mins are 550. So I'm going to change that actually here too. Just a reminder. Well, let me add 550. Okay, fine. We'll leave it at 500 just for our autopilot. But we are going to do a manual. We're going to hand fly it anyway because you guys have been asking me to hand fly the river visual with the side stick. So we're going to do that. We're going to set 3027 as well. You're not a real Airbus pilot unless you push looking for non-standard and or push looking for standard and pull for non-standard. I don't know why. I can never figure that out. 1025. All right, 1025 is set once, twice, and 3 times. Seatbelt sign is coming back on. We're on our descent. We're going to do auto brakes. We're going to do manual brakes. Because I'm going to use full reverser. Try to save the brakes as much as I can here. We're at a 15.6 on the descent. We're looking good though. What a pretty day to be flying out here, though, that's for sure. Is it this clear in real life? I guess I could look at the ATIS. Yeah, 10 miles, view at 2,500, or 25,000. This livery, though. Those sharklets, 10 for 10. Alfie, what's up, man? I'm looking into flight training, ETPL. What makes a good student? Alfie. So on my podcast series, the last one I did, the first section is tips for being a good flight student and tips for being a good first officer. So I think the first tip I did was for flight student, talked about being prepared for each lesson individually. So I would start there, man. What makes a good student cadet? Definitely want to show up prepared to each individual lesson, because you're gonna, don't get lazy and not prepare saying, oh, I know this. Just, you always want to be prepared for each and every single lesson. You're going to save money in the long run. You won't have to repeat anything. And it's just, that would be one crucial pointer I'd give you. But definitely be looking for the next podcast, because that is going to have the next official tips for being a good student pilot and first officer. Have you ever had to delay takeoff due to hot brakes? Yeah, Dimitri, I have. Vegas especially. You know, taxiing down, I can't think of what the taxiway is, but going down to, was it 2.5 right or 2.6 right? If you're taxiing down that long straightaway, it's downhill. And in the summertime when it's 120 degrees outside, there's no way you're going to make it. There's no way you're going to get there without hot brakes, unless you're super careful. But yeah, I've had a delay takeoff before. That's always a pain. I always single engine taxi as long as you can in Vegas in the summertime. You gotta just stay on that one engine until you absolutely have to. In fact, I've actually been short of the runway where we couldn't take off because our engine hadn't had warm-up time yet. So. Stefan, what's up, man? How's the new experimental build with VNAV? It's good, man. It's good. You know, a little bit. I could see the VNAV is trying to work. I think we messed up its planning, though. I was messing with the box too much. So right now we're basically just doing a regular descent, not in VNAV, but I guess honestly the real Airbus doesn't have a true VNAV if you think about it. It's not a true VNAV. FMS2 it will, but it's more of like a, I didn't want to get into it, but yeah, it's definitely got confused there. We're at 11,300 on the speed. I'm gonna leave. I'm actually gonna change the speed because I don't want to speed up. We're gonna set 10,000. Our vertical profile is showing we're 13,000 feet low, which is interesting. Yeah, so we confused it. It's official, we confused it. Could you delay gear retract to allow airflow? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Tony Jones. In fact, that's the procedure. If you take off and say you get a hot brake, positive rate, gear up, ding, hot brakes, that's the procedure. The ECAM says if landing if performance permits, landing gear lower. It's an amber ECAM. So yeah, you lower the gear, let them cool off before you bring them up. And the reason for that being is we don't have fire suppression in the wheel well in the Airbus. So 300 degrees Celsius is the cook-off temp for that was a sky drawl hydraulic fluid that runs the brake lines. So at 300 C, if you have a leak and a spark, there's potential for a fire to occur, right? And we don't have wheel well suppression or detection. So that's why if you get the hot brake, you gotta lower the gear, get the gear out of the wells, let them cool down before you bring them back up there. All right, there's speed descent. We're coming down to a deal 280 at 10,000. Is the Pratt & Whitney Neo cooldown period a real legit thing or an urban myth? Pratt & Whitney Neo cooldown. You mean having to wait 5 minutes or 3? Yeah. 5 minutes if you use full reverse, or 3 minutes? What is it, 3 minutes? I think it's 3 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. That's all. So, or if you're talking about the dual cooling, it is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's all about even cooling and heating of the shaft. The tolerances are extremely tight on that Pratt & Whitney. So everything wants to be, you have to have everything cooled and heated symmetrically is what they're going for. From what I heard, most bus drivers do their own descent calculations anyway, since VNAV always includes the entire approach and doesn't account for shortcuts and traffic delays. Maximilian, you're 100% correct. I would wager to say that most of my real-world descents here in the States, probably 60% are VNAV, and the other 40% are a combination of open descent or a vertical speed. Flight Deck the Sim would have liked fire suppression earlier. Uh-oh, what happened? He was streaming something old school today, wasn't he? Oh, dual cooling. Dimitri, yes, absolutely. It is a real thing. And before the dual cooling switches were available, Dimitri, it would take... Let's see, so you'd have a 3-minute cooldown plus 2 minutes to start. That's 5 minutes to start an engine. So if you imagine being pushed back into an alley in somewhere busy like Chicago, LAX, JFK, and you have to start both engines for taxi out, you're looking at 8 to 10 minutes of sitting there starting engines. because you couldn't cool them simultaneously. So now on the overhead, you got that dual cooling push button up here, and that even if you single engine taxi, when you have the dual cooling push button on and you start engine 1, it's going to cool engine 1 and 2. That way, when you taxi out after you start engine 1, your next engine start for number 2 will already be pre-cooled and you don't have to wait. So that was a huge deal, getting the dual cooling feature, because it cut down on time sitting there without being able to move. Definitely a big benefit having that dual cooling push button. But yeah, 100% is a real thing. I think Tolus actually simulates Pratt & Whitney timing for the start. Yeah, I know the Tolus does have dual cooling, absolutely. I'm looking at joining a U.S. virtual airline to fly the A320X. Do you have any recommendations? I'd also like to listen to your podcast. How can I find it? Stefan. So all my podcasts are for members only. So you have to be a member of the channel to receive the podcast stuff. Now, I do them every couple of months or so whenever I got content. I'm actually getting ready to record another one right now. But as far as a virtual airline, you know, if you want to get started out, give V-Spirit a try. You know, they fly the 320 Neo. You can fly it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. A couple of my mods put together that VA. I know once the 320 from Phoenix comes out, I think they're going to be switching to that airplane. But definitely check out V-Spirit. It's a good VA to get you started. A lot of good guys in there. You got it, Dimitri. You got it, man. A Boeing 247 ended up with a dual engine fire. Oh, jeez. I'm sure, what did it do? First thing was pitch for best glide. I'm sure he landed it safely. Dude's a stud. Tony Jones, or Tony John, excuse me. Welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Exclamation point welcome for your perks here at the channel. The basic lowdown for your perks. So you have access to the podcast now. There's a whole slew of them. Just go to the playlist and select the V1 After Dark playlist. And if you're a Discord member, which I suggest even if you don't use it for a lot of things, if you do get Discord, if you sync your YouTube account to your Discord, you'll get notifications of stuff, and you have access to the V1 After Dark channel within the Discord. And I post things in there, you know, sometimes when I'm at work. And also one thing that a lot of the members like too, it's when I'm at work flying the line, I film YouTube shorts. And I, you know, so you keep up where I'm at, if I'm at a hotel or whatnot. And I make little shorts videos on trips, and I post those to members only as well. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you keep an eye out for those. And glad to have you on board the channel, sir. Welcome to Private Pilot and Team Green. He ditched it in the sea, long story short, and he lowered the gear too early and did not make it to the beach he was aiming for. Hey, but he's still alive, though, I'm sure. Can someone... Eli 5, what flying for a VA would entail? I'm not sure what that means, Crow. I gotta either turn that up or what? I couldn't barely hear it. I turned it up on my desktop. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're at 10,000. We need to go ahead and start descending down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select speed 250. I haven't been a while since I've been to Reagan. All right, 250 is set. We're going to descend down to 7,000. Thrust idle, open descent. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get the lights on. We don't have any ATC, so I'm going to turn on both of these lights here. In the real world, we save the turn-off lights and the nose lights for air traffic control clearance. So in the real world, it'd be Redwood 357, you're cleared approach. That light come on. Redwood 357, you are cleared to land. I turn that light on. So now I know, you know, a short final, if I forget, I can look up here. As long as these are up, I know for a fact that I received the clearance. And there has been times when I've looked up here and I see this light like this. I'm like, did we get clear to land? And just query the controller. Something, you know, if you forget the switch, it's better to query the controller instead of just totally forget and land without a clearance. But since we don't have any ATC, we're going to get both of those on right now. All right, what I want to set up here for the RNAV visual too. So we've got the RNAV actually in the box, but I'm going to hand fly it river visual old school way. And there's basically some rings here. These are based off of DCA, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. So what I'm going to do now, since we no longer need really... Actually, does the RadNav page work? Look at that. All right, so now I've got DME on my PFD. So 10 miles, 3,000. In fact, I'm going to try a RadNav situation here. Tom Pasco, 24 months, 2 years. Thank you so much, man, for the continuous support. He says, have you caved and got the TCA yoke yet, Tom? I had it in my cart, man. I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I didn't purchase it yet. I'm really thinking about it, my friend. Really thinking about it. Jeff Weber, you have joined the channel as a commercial pilot. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for your support, your continued support. Thank you for the donation earlier as well. Welcome to Commercial Pilot. Glad to have you on board the channel and Team Green. All right, so I got 10.6. I'm not going to put them all in here. I'm going to do 10.6, which is at 1,800 feet. So we'll do 6 mile radius here. And then we have 4 pages, so we might as well do one more. Oops, DCA, that one there. And so we did the 10 mile, we did the 6 mile, and let's do the beam this one here. 3 miles at 900. That's really what you want to be. That's a big one. The 300 at 9. So I got 3 rings now set up. It really looks, well, that looks interesting. That looks more confusing than ever now, huh? Well, we got 3 range rings so we can verify. We also have our information down here. I'm actually going to clear out. What the hell? We'll leave it now. It looks a little bit confusing for me, but we'll leave it. We know what we're doing. Let's go ahead and activate, confirm the approach phase right now. Our VAP is 128. We're at 250 at 7. We're going to descend now down to 5,000 feet. Reagan traffic, Redwood 357. We are about 7 miles northeast of the field here out of 7 for 5,000. We're going to set up for the river visual at 19 Reagan. Probably going to get yelled at, but we're going to try it. Jeff Fabiano is in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, Jeff? I've been flying this a ton lately. Good to see you flying it again. Always learning. Jeff, welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. I got to say, dude, Jeff, you guys all know who Jeff Fabiano is. He's a complete legend. But man, I've really been enjoying your channel, your videos, and it's great, man. I'll even throw them up on. My wife and I were watching your crocodile hunting video. Like I've never played that game, but didn't even know it existed. I just stumbled across it on my YouTube suggestion feed, and my wife and I started watching it, and we were laughing. We got some great enjoyment of it, man. The way you put together videos and edit them is extremely captivating. So it says a lot about why and how you are so successful in what you do, because you are fantastic at it. But welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on board. $900 at 3, not 300 at 9. Did I screw that up, Spoozy? Let me double check that. So we'll go back here, flight plan page, L1, fix info. Let's go over these. So DCA, we have a 10 mile, we have a 6 mile, and we have a 9 mile. Thank you. That should be a 3 mile, right? Is that what you were saying? Yeah, 3 miles at 9. Thank you. That looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. Now, when we start out here at Fergie at 10,000, the recommended is 3,000 feet. So let's go ahead and set 3,000 here in the window. We're going to just go ahead and keep coming down. Thrust idle, open descent, 3,000 is blue. There's the river off our left. Michael, I'm in your neck of the woods. Well, glad to be here, man. Beautiful day. Jeez, there's like hardly any clouds out here right now. All right, what we're gonna do in a let's see. So we've got Derek out there. As soon as I get past Megs, we'll be at 3,000. I'm gonna just give myself a little bit of a heading. We're gonna vector ourselves onto it. We're gonna shut everything off. We're gonna go into the tiller, or I'm sorry, the joystick cam. And we're gonna just hand fly the sucker in there. So we're not gonna follow any RNAV approach. We're doing this the old school way. In fact, one of my first ever flights on OE at a regional, all right, I'm sorry, my first trip. Actually, no, my first flight ever was at a DC. And then that trip, I ended up doing this same approach. It was a brand new FO in the right seat of an RJ. All right, there's 3,000 feet. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to come all the way back to... I'm going to come all the way back to 180. You know, 210, a lot of guys will use 210. I prefer 180. 210 can be a little bit slippery, so I'm going to select 180, be at flaps 2. You know you're going to be golden. And as soon as we slow down, I'll start the turn here. So there's VFE next to -10. Let's go ahead and extend flaps 1. And stick cam is coming online. Let me get my coffee out of the way. Let's go ahead and enjoy this approach, shall we? All right, let's go heading select. I'm going to heading bug over. There's heading, and to just get me in the right direction, we're going to go direct to Derek, insert. That'll at least get us navving in the right direction. We know we're going to hand fly anyway, so there's VFE next to -10 plus some, flaps 2. Those flap sounds are spot on. All right, so remember, this is the wind condition is illegal for this approach. We're going to try to do it. We're going to see what the winds are as we come over the bridge, Rochambeau, I believe. And if it doesn't look good, we will abort. We'll just go around and we'll fly a visual traffic pattern for runway 1. All right, we're pretty much out of the turn. I'm going to redirect us. That's what this is called. Just redirect me to Derek. Straightens the line, essentially. Or at least it would in the real airplane, but close enough. And you know what? In fact, let's just go ahead and do it now. Let's go autopilot off. Let's go flight directors off. Let's head over towards the river. We're at 3,000. Speed is 180. We'll do manual speed 2 here once we get in a little bit closer. So we're 180 at 3,000. We know that first fix, or that first range ring said 3,000 at 10. So we're at 3,000. We can see our DME down here. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting condition today, but we're at 12.3. So we're looking good. Here's the river. Remember, the biggest part about this approach is just don't fly into P-56, because you will probably get shot down or get a number from the chief pilot, or both. Replay. Oh, yeah. Good call. Let me get that up right now. We'll get flight recorder up here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, flight recorder is up. I'm not recording it just yet. A little bit of a climb there. Let's go ahead and get back down to 3,000. All right, I think we're missing a range ring, so we're going to go ahead and start descending at a 3-degree path. So 3-degree path with the bird mode. Put that tail right on the horizon line. We're starting to come down. We're essentially, there's 10 DME right now, so we're at 3,000 at 10. We're starting our descent down. We're looking good. Remember, the biggest one is when you go across those buildings, you want to be about 900 feet at 3 miles. That one is key. If you miss that window, you're probably going to be unstable. So we're going to go manage speed. If we go miss, we're going to go to 3,000 feet. Let's go gear down on the spoid brakes. Recording is on. Get shot down and get a call from the chief pilot. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be that would be one hell of a day, huh? All right, we are 7 miles out. Looking good. I'm reading my DME. It's probably, you guys probably can't read it. It's kind of hard to see right now. VFE next -10, flaps 3. And VFE next -10, flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin crew advised. Auto thrust. Speed. Auto brakes are off. ECAM memo. Why is it still blue? Landing all green. Come on down. Let's go auto thrust off. We're gonna do this all hand flown. So auto thrust is off now. We're 1400, 4.9. We're looking good. Kind of following this river here. So we've got a quartering tailwind right now of 10 knots, 11 knots. So I'm really gonna have to hug the right side here, or else that wind will push me into P56. So here we come across 1,000 feet. Remember, 900 feet here as we make this turn. We're looking pretty much spot on at this point. We want to hug the right side here. I'm getting a little bit low. I'll go ahead and shallow out that descent a tad. All right, here we go. This is where we're going to crank that over. Going to need a little bit more bank angle than we're used to because we've got a 11 knot quartering tailwind pushing us towards P56. We're at a 700. We're looking good. This is my favorite view as an FO right here, going over those buildings, the hotel. I think our DoubleTree was down there. I'm a little bit low now. Going to shallow out that descent. Runway's in sight. Let's make a radio call. Reagan traffic, Redwood 357. We're on a 2-mile final for runway 19 Reagan. 500, we're looking good. Speed is good. That managed speed is really low. It's minimum. Like 130. All right, runway's in sight. Same thing here. We got 12 knots on the tail. So we're going to really need to bring that bank angle in here.
400.
Keeping it tight to the right side. Roll it in. I got 2 whites, 2 reds out front of the window. I'm looking at the airport. I'm looking at the runway, and I'm looking at my PFD. Runway PFD. Keeping that bank in there a little bit longer than normal because we're going to weather vane into it. Not a bad lineup. Watch the speed. Bring that power back. We got an excess speed. Let's go ahead and start walking it all the way back.
Reagan traffic, American 443, Airbus
50,
50 over the threshold.
30,
D-crab.
10.
Oh.
5.
I don't know why we couldn't get her over on center line there. That's all right. Spoilers. We'll reverse green. I can't wait. My rudder pedals come on Monday, guys. Manual brakes here. We're going to take it to the end. 70 knots. Stow it. And we're going to take the last turn off here. Whew. Yeah, I think that, actually we'll take the second to last. We'll take the reverse high speed here because we got a tiller now. There's a little bit of just my rudder pedal issue there. I couldn't get any more authority to get her on center line, but we're down. We're safe. Definitely touchdown right of center line. It would be real life. That'd be pucker factor about 8.4. Might be calling a go around on that, but hey, we're landing with a 12 knot quartering tailwind. That's all right. We'll go ahead and stop the recording. And we are clear of the active now once we clear that line. So let's go ahead and come right. And then we'll make a radio call here and clean up the airplane. Dimitri, looking for my assessment on the rails. It's in that flare, you know, but I don't know if it's my rudder pedals or the sim. So we'll stand by. We'll analyze the replay. Reagan traffic, Redwood 357. We're clear of runway 1901. We're going to taxi to the ramp, and we're crossing 422 Reagan. All right, so we won't reconfigure here as we're going to cross this runway here. We're going to stay completely configured. Real world technique here, depending on, you know, your SOP too, but you really never want to reconfigure the airplane either on the runway or when you're doing an immediate crossing, especially in tight airports like this at Reagan. You got there's a lot of opportunity for confusion here. So you want both pilots heads up looking out the windows. Once we cross this whole short line, I'll do my flow, which will then cue the FO to do his flow. And my flow, essentially, I'm going to come up here now. I'm going to kill the lights. Taxi light will stay on. We'll kill the wing. We'll kill the strobe. And then I come over here and I disarm the spoid brakes. Once I disarm those, he goes into his flow of retracting the flaps and doing all that other good stuff. So those are coming up. We're going to taxi over here to the ramp and get out of here. Alright, we'll park, we'll just go down over here for a little ways. How are we doing on brake temps? Yeah, look at that. Nice and cool. Use that reverse thrust to get you to slow down, then hit those brakes when you're at about 100 knots or less. Alright, there's a Frontier there. Let's just take this one here. Let's cut in here. No, my tires got deflated.
And Reagan traffic, American 443 is an Airbus 320, 2 mile final runway 19, Reagan traffic.
Ooh, 2 miles for 19. We're going to want to see that. Let's park over here next to this Jetstream Saab looking thing. Oh, he's actually on the gate I wanted to park at. Alright, we're coming onto the ramp. Let's close that. Remember, we're not going to shut the engines down for replay, so we're not going to shut her down. We'll take this one here. There was a cart or something on that taxiway or lead-in line. So here, I'm gripping the tiller full here because I'm making the real hard 90. Don't want it to slip out. Not a bad lineup right there. I think I'm a little bit off, just a little bit. Unicorn Chaser. Right about... Oh, we erped it too soon. Right about here. Alright, brakes are set. I'm going to reconfigure you into live cam, and I'm going to put the flaps at full for the replay mode. Where's that other guy landing 19? Did he already touch down? Yeah, he already touched down. Dang it, we missed it. Alright. Sorry, dude. Alright, let's disconnect from VATSIM. Replay mode. And let's pause that. Alright, here we go. Need an ERP emoji? Alright, so here we come. We're hand flying it. We got the gear down. That's beautiful. So, I don't know. Part of me wants to say that that might be some Microsoft flight dynamics there coming in, but because I really felt like I had the corrections to bring me back on centerline, Dimitri, but I don't know until I get my rudder. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll assess this replay here. I definitely would have been, like, let's say if I was the captain on that and that was the FO landing, I would have been really thinking about call and go around there, because that's how you definitely don't want to be touching the mains down off of the center line, like completely off. You know, if you're off a little bit, but then like if you're not decrabbed, that's one thing. But if you're legit touching down between the center line and the edge line, that's it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable for all parties involved here. So we're going to watch this view because this is one of my favorite views here as we go over the hotel. What rudders am I getting? That is to be determined. I'll let the members know here pretty soon, but I'm pretty excited for them. We'll see. I want to make sure, like with every piece of hardware I get, I like to actually kind of use them a little bit before I talk about them. But I might do, initial stream with them. Be kind of fun. But they should be here on Monday. I do have the delivery information, so that's exciting. What rudders am I using right now is the old X56, but they're broken. I mean, like the springs are broken, the potentiometer or the actual axis, axis thing is broken too, so it's super jittery. So I have like a lot of curve on it, so I can really only use about a fraction of my deflection. Look at that though. Oh my word. That's exactly what it looks like. If you're coming in tight over the hotels like that, that's exactly what it looks like. Look at the reflection on the water. I don't know which view is better. Oh, let's look at the Washington Monument. Look at this. Look at this. Full cockpit build when? I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't get me started. That was Microsoft, not the rudders. Flight Force. Thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Much appreciated. Do I still have my wind information up here? I do. So we got 12 knots on the tail. So right as we turn here, oh, look at this turn. This was a pretty good lineup. Oh, that's amazing coming in right in over here. So look at that bank angle because we got that wind pushing on our tail.
200.
We got a good lineup. We're going to switch to outside view right about now. So we got a solid lineup. Crabbed into the wind on center line. Let's analyze what happened here as we came over the threshold. 50 feet right over the numbers. So there's my rudder inputs. I'm using aileron. Actually, that honestly wasn't as off center line as I thought, but still off center line. We'll leave it up to pilot error. Let's just do that, huh? Let's just say pilot error on that one. Overall, not bad though. It looked like we were a lot more off center line. We were definitely off center line, but yeah, that's pretty bad. But it is what it is. We did it with a 12 knot quartering tail, and we got it back on center line okay, which is good. All right, well, I'm using a flight recorder for the replay. All right, we'll watch a few more. We'll resume. Let's just watch it from this view here. And then we're gonna get out of here. I can't wait until they fix the weather veining exaggeration. It makes all crosswind landings obnoxious. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. I think you're spot on with that because it's the weather vane. It exaggerates that crab, and then to get out of it, it feels very unnatural. I'll put it this way: like the amount of inputs I was putting in there seemed excessive already, and obviously it wasn't enough still. So you're absolutely right. I'd be really curious to see what happens when we start getting some airplanes that have a standalone flight model, like PMDG or something. I really want to see how they work around this stuff here. Coming into land, that rotation, that flare. Oh, not bad though on the touchdown at all though. Not bad. All right, guys, we're gonna get the sail music playing. I'm gonna leave you guys with a few more replays. We'll back it up here a couple times. Resume. We'll watch it from multiple different angles. Well, actually, I want to see the turn from the FO view, because this is literally the first time I ever flew this approach. It wasn't an Airbus, it was an RJ, but coming in right here, and I was thinking, this is cool. This is really cool. I get paid to do this. Yeah, this brings back memories. And I remember looking out my right window and seeing the buildings just right there. I lose my mouse cursor when I do that. Right here. If you put the winds at max for the airframe in a crosswind, it will weather vane like it's in a hurricane. I speak from experience, and it trashes YouTube video that never was. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Man, you should have just posted it anyway. I would have loved to see that. Look at that view right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Sorry we had quite the technical difficulty getting started today, but we got over it. We got it done. We got flying. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. Shout out to my donors and mods in the chat. Shout out to the legend himself, Jeff Fabiano, for stopping by the stream, man. Always a pleasure to see you stop by. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And everybody else hanging out with me in chat, I love you guys just as much. Do hit that like button for me if you haven't already on the way out. forward to possibly a stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to put up a poll for the equipment for the commercial members. So if you're a commercial member, be looking on the community tab for a new poll that'll be coming out for the aircraft tomorrow. Until then, you have a nice evening, everybody. I'm V1. Stay safe, stay healthy. See ya!